Welcome to this video on Year 1 Pure Chapter 8 Prep Practice on the binomial expansion. So question 1, we need to be familiar with Pascal's triangle because it gives us the coefficients for the expansion of the binomial. And Pascal's triangle works by each line is created from the previous line by adding two terms that are immediately above it. So for example, the line 1, 3, 3, 1 becomes the line 1, 4. The 4 comes from the adding the 1 and the 3. The 6 comes from adding the 3 and the 3. The 4 comes from adding the 3 and the 1 at the end. So the Pascal's triangle, the one I would call the fourth line, even though you might look at it and say it's the fifth line, I would call this the 0th line, is 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. So question 2, complete the following line of Pascal's triangle. Well, there's something called NCR, which is combinatorics. If you have a certain number of distinct objects and you want to look at the number of ways of choosing R objects from them, that's NCR, or N choose R. So the sixth line of Pascal's triangle, the one that starts 1, 6, is 6 choose 0, 6 choose 1, and then continues 6 choose 2, 6 choose 3, 6 choose 4, 6 choose 5, 6 choose 6. But because Pascal's triangle and combinatorics is symmetrical, 6 choose 0, 6 choose 1, 6 choose 2, 6 choose 3 can then carry on with 6 choose 4 being the same as 6 choose 2, 6 choose 5 being the same as 6 choose 1, and 6 choose 0 being the same as 6 choose 6. In other words, if we subtract the number here at the bottom from 6, 6 choose 5 is the same as 6 choose 1. 6 choose 4 is the same as 6 choose 2, which is just an alternative. But if you can do a manual calculation, the lower number at the bottom is easier to calculate. We'll see more of that later. So let's expand a plus b to the 4, which you could do by multiplying out 4 sets of brackets, but it's going to be easier done by the binomial. And we're going to get this answer here. Notice that there are three major things happening. One is the powers of a, which start at a to the 4, which is of course a multiplied by a multiplied by a multiplied by a from each of the 4 brackets. Decreasing in power from a to the 4 to a to the 3 to a to the 2 to the a to the 1 to no a's at all. Powers of b, which are b to the 0, no b, b to the 1, b to the 2, b to the 3, b to the 4, so that when you sum up the two powers, they add up to the power that we're using. So 4 plus 0 is 4, 3 plus 1 is 4, 2 plus 2 is 4, 1 plus 3 is 4, and 0 plus 4 is 4. And then the third component is from Pascal's triangle, or N choose R. And so for the fourth power, we choose the line that starts 1, 4, and so it's 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. And this, in fact, gives us the expansion of a plus b to the 4. We'll see that it's quite useful to be able to calculate NCR in various ways. So question 4, when we're asked to calculate 7 choose 3, you can use your calculator by doing 7, then your NCR button 3, which gives you 35. You can use factorial notation. Factorial basically means all the numbers starting from that number multiplied together down to 1. So 7 factorial is 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And so 7 choose 3 is actually 7 factorial over 3 factorial, 4 factorial. And in general, n choose r is n factorial over r factorial, and then n minus r, the difference between the 7 and the 3 factorial. But there's a particularly useful way of working out NCR, which is to cancel out, in this case, the 4 factorial. And at the top, instead of getting 7 factorial, you'll get 7 times 6 times 5 because the 4 factorial cancels. And we get just left with a 3 factorial. And so 7 choose 3 is 7 times 6 times 5 over 3 factorial, which is 35. In general, n choose 3 would be n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 over 3 factorial. And then n choose r would be start at n, you multiply by n minus 1, you keep on going until you have a product of r numbers over r factorial. Okay, get a bit of practice with that until you're comfortable with it. It is quite helpful for more difficult questions. Question 5, 3 plus 2x to the 4. We can use the binomial, but in this case, a is 3 and b is 2x. So we're going to get 3 to the 4, 4 times 3 to the 3 times 2x to the 1, 6 times 3 to the 2, 2x to the 2, 4 times 3 to the 1, 2x to the 3, and 2x to the 4. Be careful to use brackets appropriately and to pluses at the appropriate points. And when you multiply that out and simplify, you should get the expansion of 3 plus 2x to the 4. State the value of r for which 10 choose 7 is the same as 10 choose r, where r is not equal to 7. Well, the difference between 10 and 7 is 3, so 10 choose 7 is going to be the same as 10 choose 3. And you can probably see it from the formula that I gave up here, that 7 choose 3, 7 choose 3, 7 factorial over 3 factorial, 4 factorial, and 7 choose 4 would be 7 factorial over 4 factorial, 3 factorial. Similarly, 10 choose 7 will be 10 factorial over 7 factorial, 3 factorial, and 10 choose 3 would be 10 factorial over 3 factorial, 7 factorial, which of course are the same thing. Question 7, find the first 4 terms of the expansion of 2 minus x over 2 to the 5. So we would use the binomial, but we're only interested in the first 4 terms. So that's 2 to the 5, and then 5 choose 1 is 5, 2 to the 4 minus x over 2 to the 1, 5 choose 2, which is 10, 2 to the 3 minus x over 2 squared, and then 5 choose 3, which is 10, which is the same as 5 choose 2, 2 to the 2 minus x over 2 to the 3. There are other terms, but we don't need them. And if you multiply that out carefully using the brackets, you should get this answer. Find the coefficient of x squared in 2 plus 3x to the 6. Well, the power of x is going to occur when the 3x is to the power of 2. If the 3x is to the power of 2, then the power of, if the power of 3x that we need is 2, then the power of 2 that we will need is the power that adds up to 6, so it's going to be a 4. So we need 2 to the 4, 3x to the 2, and the coefficient at the front will be 6, because the power is here. Choose either the 4 or the 2. I've chosen the smaller one. So it's 6, choose 2, 2 to the 4, 3x squared. When you multiply that out, it's 2160x squared. And so the coefficient of x squared, the thing that multiplies x squared, that's what coefficient means, is 2160. Okay, I hope you found that useful.